This season, we're talking about one person, that one person who made a difference in your life, the one who saw you, heard you, or believed in you before you believed in yourself. So I'm going to be asking one simple question to our guest today on the Resilient Kid podcast. Who made a difference in your life? What did they do? How did they make you feel? Because it's not always the big things, it's the little moments that stay with us. So maybe as you're listening, you'll realize that you're that person for someone else, because that's what we do here inside the Resilient Kid. Welcome to our special guest today, Sarah Hughes. Hello, lovely. How are you?
Hi, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. We was just having a little chat back. I like to say backstage. It's not really, is it? And I was saying that I came up with this particular idea at the Womanifest Awards because there was somebody who did a brilliant talk. I want to say her name is Anna, but I might have that wrong. And she's a firefighter. She's came against all the odds, and she was talking about one person who really made a difference. And so it feels really full circle to have you as a guest. Sarah, tell us a little bit about you and Womanifest.
Yeah, of course. So I am Sarah. I'm a mum of three teens, young adults, and also a stepmom to a 10-year-old little rascal. So I am I have a couple of little hats going on. So I work full time in property. I have a crystal business, and I am also an organizer for Womanifest. So Womanifest is a festival that myself and two other amazing ladies, Tracy and Lisa, host. We became the organisers of the festival 18 months ago. We hosted our first one last year. We're prepping for our 3-month countdown to the next festival, which is really exciting. So the festival's been going for 6 years, and the lady that was originally running the festival decided it was just no longer suitable for her to keep on running it. So she put out there for a team to come forward and take over the festival, because obviously she wanted everything about Womanifest to still get out there, because it's just an incredible festival. So Lisa put herself forward, and literally she just kind of got me and Tracy on board with it. So Womanifest is essentially a festival for women and teen girls aged 10 to 16 to help inspire, educate, liberate, entertain, and inspire. So we have many different areas within the festival to help everyone in, like, all women in different walks of life, really. So if you're in business, if you're just someone that wants a weekend away with the girls, if you're a mum, an auntie, granny, whatever, if you like a bit of spirituality, a bit of shopping, just like to get out there and do experiences, then Womanifest really is for you. It's just such a big all-rounder, really. And then obviously we have our dedicated teen area as well, and which I personally run that area. And our lovely Ashley here, her and her business are hosting our teen area this year, which is absolutely incredible. I'm really excited to be working alongside Ashley and the team.
Yeah,
It's all
really
exciting.
giddy about this. So,
Mm.
for those who don't know, it's a really inclusive, beautiful space, I guess, that
Mhm.
I have had clients last year that I gifted tickets to, and they were a little bit worried. They're a little way on the self-development path, shall we say,
Yep.
weren't in business, but they were a mum. Another one who was very high-powered, CEO, and there was something for everyone. And they just, whether they listened to a talk, whether they went and had a little massage, whether they did firewalking, it was just
Yep.
brilliant. And I think to be involved now where, you run one section of the teen tent and you're good,
Yep.
well, not one section, one tent. So they've got literally two tents, but there's one bit where they can go and they can make different things. They can chill out. They can really be creative, I guess, in this space with you. And there's various different things and workshops going on in there. And then we very much curated an element where we want to treat these teen girls like they're coming to a festival for self-development as well. So, like,
Listen.
we have got various different things going on in there, various different talks about body confidence, about red flags in relationships. I mean, my God, you know, in a teen, who doesn't need that talk? You know, we all need that talk, even if
I wish I did.
100%, you know, stuff to help you with anxiety.
Mhm.
Aim is a lot of the teens will go away with physical stuff in their hand. So whatever you're going to pay for your ticket, you're going to walk away with something. And that might be to boost your confidence. That might be, you know, to help you work out who is the people you need around you. So yeah, we're really excited. We kind of, I won't go on too much about it, but we are very excited. It's a two-day event. I've got a lot of friends who are coming over, staying over, and then, you know, so they can go to both days, but you can come to one or the other.
Yeah.
I would absolutely recommend. A couple of the speakers that we've got in the Teen 10 are going to do both days for that reason, but they will be slightly different topics, but they'll be there. So, you know, me and the team are going to be there as well. And like Sarah says, we've got your six who make both of our merch. They're going
Mhm.
to be there. The lovely Rach, she's going to be there. We're all going to have stands as well. So you know, come and buy a dopamine hoodie, come and buy, you know, some of our teen toolbox cards. And Sarah, are you doing your crystals there? Please tell me you are.
No.
Oh.
No. We do have crystal stalls there though, so I'm also running the shopping village as well this year. So yeah, we've got absolutely some incredible stall holders that are going to be there this year. There's just so much. I just can't even reel off everything because there's just too much. Spoiled for choice.
Is Majulie's coming?
No,
Oh, shame. Julie's a beautiful couple who do like cookie pies and stuff like that. And
for the best cookie pies.
they're amazing. So let's get into it because I said to you, oh, why don't you come on the podcast? And I asked you, and I'm not going to spoil this, I'm going to let Sarah let you know. And I said, do you have a person when you think about your journey so far? Who is the first person that comes to mind that has truly made a difference in your life? And who did you say?
I said Lisa Williams.
So Lisa Williams is the Lisa she's talking about who put her hand up when Jodie was saying, I need somebody to take this over. Lisa did that, didn't she? She runs along with you and Tracy Womanifest. So tell me a little bit about, well, let's go back in time a little bit. What was going on for you at the time that you met or when they showed up in your life?
So it was kind of actually met Lisa through a completely different business of hers.
Mhm.
So she was doing a personalized gifting business at the time where she'd done like family prints and stuff. So it'd be like the welly boots and all the elephants and stuff like with the mum and dad and all the kids' names and things like that. So I was looking for a gift, just as like a family gift type thing of like something really unusual and stuff like that, but with all our names on it. And I was scrolling on Instagram and I actually found Lisa on Instagram through her gifting business. And I was actually her very first and only Instagram buyer, customer. So obviously I ordered these prints off her and everything else. She was absolutely amazing, like doing exactly what I wanted. They were just absolutely perfect. And then a few weeks later, I was scrolling on Facebook then. And while I was scrolling on Facebook, I came across this lady because obviously on Instagram, it wasn't like her face or anything on there. So I came across this other lady on Instagram, on Facebook, and I was just like, oh, vision boards. I was like, that sounds interesting. Maybe I could do something like that. And she was doing a 3-day challenge thing on vision boards. So I signed up to it. And then as time went by, I started thinking, I think I actually know this woman already. I'm sure I've dealt with her before. And then we actually realised it was the same person off Instagram. So as time went by, this is about 6 years ago, 7 years ago. No, it must have been 6 years ago because it was just after lockdown, I think. So 5, 6 years I've known Lisa now. And then I became a client of hers after doing like a vision board thing. I'd done a one-to-one with her and things. Because at the time I was actually had a account with FM World doing perfumes.
Mhm.
So And I was struggling a little bit with it, and I was like, right, I need somebody to kind of give me a kick up the backside with it. And Lisa just ticked all those boxes. So I became a client of hers, and then as the years have gone by, I've done different courses with her. I've done masterminds with her. I've done literally anything and everything that she's kind of thrown out there. I've jumped on it, and she massively helped me. But for some reason, I was just getting really, really stuck with my FM business, and I couldn't get sales. I couldn't get any recruits, and there was just something there that I couldn't figure out what it was. Lisa was helping me constantly, having sessions all the time, and just nothing was shifting. And then as this was going on, Lisa had an offer in a group. It was like a little challenge thing to win a ticket to Womanifest. I won it, but then I made every excuse up not to go. And I told her I'm not going, and I got her to pass it on to somebody else. Then the following year, I got really serious FOMO, and I was like, I need to go to this. I need to try it. So again, I went, I bought the tickets, and I took my middle child because she was like the top end of the teen age then. So she was 16. So I brought her along with me. And she was like, Mum, this is not going to be for me. This is like really not anything to do with me. Like, I really don't feel like I'm going to be comfortable. I said, well, I don't feel like I'm going to be comfortable because I literally only know Lisa and no one else. But I don't really know Lisa that like I knew her obviously through Zooms and everything else and stuff. And I think I met her once or twice in person before that. So it was like, we'll just go, we'll see. If we don't like it, we can just come home. It's absolutely fine. I was like, it's not that far because at the time it was at Lady Hayes. And we went, didn't see Caden at all. Like she just completely disappeared the whole weekend in the teen area. She was off doing Camp Curiosity, like making wooden sticks and everything, like carving them and all sorts, like toasted marshmallows and everything. We had such a good weekend, like meeting Lisa and then meeting other people that I've been speaking to online and everything else. It was just absolutely incredible feeling. And then 3 years ago, my business was just getting worse and worse and worse. I was just getting absolute nowhere to the point where I wasn't even making any sales, full stop, end story. I was getting so disheartened with it. I was like, just why is it not working? And then I went to a one-to-one with Lisa. She came over to Manchester because I'm the only one on the team that's Manchester based. The other two are over in North Wales. So Lisa came over and she was like, right, let's have a one-to-one. Let's meet up. And I was like, right. So I went for a meet up and she's like, I think you really need to come back to Womanifest this year. Like you really need to come along. And straight away she's seen me like trying to make the excuses up of why not to go. Because I've always because my partner is not my kid's dad. And I've always had that sense of I couldn't leave my kids with him, even though he left his daughter with me constantly, like she's my little best friend and everything. I'd always kind of had issues with my past where I had to take the kids no matter where I went, I had to have the kids with me. I couldn't leave them with anybody and all this. So it was always embedded that I couldn't really leave my kids. I was like, I'm not going. No, I can't do it. And she went, Sarah, just go home, sit Pat down and just say, right, I really want to go to this weekend away. You know, I'm going to go to it and just see what he says. Like, she went, that's all you got to do. Normally I'd be like, oh, would you mind? Well, have we got Layla? What's this? What's that? And I literally went home. I was literally sweating. I was like, I can't say this. Like the fear of like the rejection in a way of not being able to do what I want to do, even though he's never told me I can't do anything. And I said it to him and he was like, right, okay, no worries. That's fine. And I sat there and I was like, what? I was like, literally what? Completely like, okay. And then later on, again, she was running another competition in a group again. So for a free ticket. And she literally voice messaged me when she got home. And she was you could hear it in her voice that she was really emotional telling me that I'd gone and won it again, won this ticket. And it was Alyssa, her daughter, that had picked the winning name, and it ended up being me. She's like, right, there's literally no way you're getting out of this now. You've got a ticket. There's nothing you can do about it. So I was like, right, okay. So Gets to Womanifest, absolutely loving it because obviously this time I knew a few more people than last time. And I went into one particular workshop and it was Marina's Ashaki Records session. And I did that. It was just an incredible session, like going into meditation and everything else, looking into your past and things like that. And something just clicked that day. I don't know what it was, but I felt like something had shifted. And I was staying at Lisa's that weekend and we were chatting and everything else. And she's like, I think you need to go and do some Reiki or something like that. You need to like learn something. I know you love your crystals and stuff, but I think you need to go into Reiki because like the feelings you've got from that session, you need to do it. I was thinking, are you off your rocker? I was like, no. It's like, no chance. But then a few weeks later, I was having another session with her and I just sat there and I just went, I'm not doing it no more. And she went, not doing what no more? The look of confusion on her face was just unbelievable. And I went, I'm not doing FM no more. I went, that's the thing. I'm not aligned to it. That's why I can't sell. I went, because I'm not aligned. I don't want to do it. And she was like, okay, but what are you going to do instead? Mind you, I've already got like another 6 months to go on my one-to-one sessions with her, like all sorted. So I think she must have thought, oh my God, she's not going to be a client no more type thing. And I said, I want to do something with crystals. And she went, right, okay, you've got 3 weeks to do it. She goes, 3 weeks, get a logo, a name, get a business set up, get a first product sorted. I looked at her horrified and I was like, what? She's like, you can do it. I was like, nah, I can't do it. Not that quick. You know, maybe September, October. No. You've got 3 weeks to do it. You're going away in 3 weeks. Getting it done but for when you're away. You're going to launch while you're on holiday. I was like, no, it's not going to happen. Because I'm always one of them people. Always have all these amazing ideas. But then I always doubt myself that who's going to listen to me? Who's going to buy from me? Who's going to just entertain anything I've got to say when there's people out there that's been doing it for years and years and years? Crystals has always been a hobby. So Lisa was like, you're doing it. And the day I launched, I was starting at Pontins and I had no signal. And I was going live to launch my new business, walking around on the beach trying to find some signal like this, like moving my phone around trying to get signal. And I just couldn't get any signal. And so my video was hit and miss, whether it was working or not on my live. And thankfully, Lisa jumped in and she massively helped me out. And when I got off that call, off that live video, within an hour and a half, I had 20 people in my group because of Lisa. She literally like shared it absolutely everywhere and got me my first 20 people into my group for me, like when I had no signal or anything. And it's just like with her, she's the first one to tell me I can do it. She's the first one to get me to dig into why I think I can't do it. She's the first one to cheer me on, shout me out. She's literally just been my cheerleader. And then the whole Womanifest thing was a case of we kind of had a bit of a feeling that something quite wasn't right at Womanifest that year. We were like, she's not going to give it up, is she? She can't give it up. And we're like, but what if she did? And we literally sat there planning this festival in the car on the way back to hers, thinking, imagine what we like if she couldn't do it and then she wants someone else to do it for her. Jodie hadn't even said anything at this point. And a few days later, Jodie announced then that she wasn't doing Womanifest no more. And Lisa jumped at the opportunity to put an application form in. And she had her interview and everything else because it was all done properly, like interviews and everything. Like she had other people coming in. And then in the summer holidays, I'm just sat there on my phone having a scroll as you do. And I get a message going, we've got work to do. I was like, pardon? And she's like, we've got work to do. And I was like, what do you mean we've got work to do? Well, you're part of my Womanifest team. I was like, what? I was like, since when? And she's like, since now. You're in charge of my teen area. The teen area is just for you to deal with. Like, we're having no involvement. It's for you just to go ahead. And I was like, but Lisa. And she's like, no, there's no buts, no nothing. You're doing it. Because she knew if she asked me the question, I would have made every excuse up not to do it. I would have doubted myself completely. And she saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. And here I am planning my second year of the teen area of Womanifest. We've done awards, we've done all this sort of other stuff, had retreats and everything. And I won't say I completely believe in myself, but I believe in myself a hell of a lot more than I ever did because of Lisa and her belief in me.
So, do you know what? I only know bits of that story because we've had a little conversation about it before. But it is just so heartwarming when, a friend, and actually, she probably wasn't a friend at the beginning. You was a
So,
client,
yeah,
and but somebody believes in you so much that you take on that belief, don't you? Looking back
yeah.
now, Sarah, what do you think you needed most at that time that Lisa gave you?
It was just having somebody there believing in me,
Mhm.
just to have that. Because from my past, I always felt that no one had believed in me. It was like everything I kind of started always failed, and I was always the one that wouldn't really shout out what I was doing because as soon as I did, something would come along and just rip it all away from me. Whereas with Lisa, even if there has been something dramatic happen that's put a stop in the way of something, she's the one that keeps me there on track every step of the way. She's like, okay, well, that's not worked, but let's do this instead. Like, how can we get past that? So in a way, she never lets me fail at anything. There might be hurdles in the way, but it's never a failure because there's always something, an obstacle to get around, and she always helps me find the way to get around those obstacles. And it's like even with like Tracy as well, you know, Tracy had never even been to Womanifest and she got put on the team. She had never even been there before. Last year was her first festival and she was running it. So Lisa just sees something in people that we can't see in ourselves.
Mm.
And she is like the biggest supporter of anybody and everybody that goes into her world in a way. It's like she always just sees the best in everybody. And if you're doing something wrong, don't get me wrong, she'll tell you about it. She as much as amazing as she can be quite harsh at times and, put you in your place. But that's what's needed sometimes. And she knows all about my past. Like we've worked on my blocks of my past and everything else. And just seeing the difference over time of how I've gone from, in a way, being this little quiet, cowardly person in a corner to be now standing on stages, like hosting awards and hosting a festival and creating this safe space for these teenagers. It's just absolutely incredible. It's like, I know I can do it and I am doing it. But then it's like that pinch me moment still, like, am I actually really doing this?
And you know what? It's funny because when when I first spoke to Lisa about kind of the teen area and stuff, and at the time, even though I'd been to One Manifest, so I've spoke at One Manifest, I came last year to watch one of my clients speak, but it's always the day after TEDx for us. And this year we have
Yeah.
a break from TEDx, which is, sad, but also really good because it just means next year we can come back, bigger,
Hmm.
stronger. But the best thing is it means that I can be at One Manifest all weekend, whereas before I've only ever been able to dip in on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And when Lisa said, let's jump on a Zoom and let's have a call about the teen area and stuff. And I knew it was like, I didn't really know much about you, but I'm very one for go with my gut. I go with
Yeah.
my instincts about people. And I was like, amazing, like absolutely amazing. Like if Sarah, and the other ladies are brill, but I just thought, I really want to work on this with you. And we've done a little bit, haven't we, of like back and
Yeah.
forth about, I've gone, I think I think I'm going to use this speaker. What do you think of this topic? Or like, here's the ones, and you've come back going, yeah, they're amazing, and I think we're aligned. So I think the teen area is going to be brilliant. But I was
Yeah.
so pleased in like knowing that it was going to be with you. That like if I had
Oh.
questions and stuff like that. So couple of questions for you. First one, and this is just like a personal one. Do you think that we meet people like that by chance, or do you think we meet them when we're ready?
I definitely feel like people are brought to you when you need them the most, 100%,
Yeah.
definitely. Like, she's literally come into my world when I was at rock bottom, when I was trying to rebuild my life, and yeah, just she's just literally made me feel like I am Sarah. I'm not just a mum, I'm not just an employee, I'm not a girlfriend, I am me
Mm.
at the end of the day. So yeah, she was definitely brought to me to sort me out.
Do you, this is a difficult question, but do you find yourself being a Lisa for somebody else? Like, is there anybody who you've influenced? So I've got somebody in mind that I think that you have influenced, but I wanted to ask you that question.
Oh, that's tough. I'd probably say there is probably somebody out there that I have inspired and influenced, but deep down I kind of feel like, well, why me? There's other people out there.
I thought that might be what you're going to say, which is why I've brought this. Am I right in thinking that Caden is your daughter that is the photographer?
Yes.
Right. Okay. I thought it was, but I'm like, hold on, have I got one of the kids mixed up? So, Caden is this beautiful young person who I've seen in action 3 times, maybe at very big, very official events like the awards,
Hmm.
like Womanifest, like the book, Lisa's book launch.
Yeah.
And they are so unobtrusive, I think the word is. They're not in your face, but I've seen the photographs. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Really natural, very warm, very just quietly confident. And I feel like Lisa's seen something in you and you've shown her the way. Like as a young person to go, of course, it doesn't matter what your age are, of course you can be involved in this, of course we're going to give you this opportunity, of course you can do this. And I think, so I don't think you realise, and I'm not saying necessarily she's going to say this because you're a mum, but I feel like you have almost removed that block for her because of the work you've done on yourself. And now she can already see, she can already see a path. She can already see the bigger
Yeah.
picture. Instead of waiting until you're older, because you've done that, you've brought her with you. And I just think I was watching the two of you, and I wouldn't say you interacted a lot, like because you were both really busy, but I did, like, there was a couple of times where I noticed you looking at her or a little like word or something. And I just thought, how amazing, like after after listening to your story, that actually now she's got that. And I think it's a real testament to you as a mum, but also to the work that you've done on yourself that gives her that opportunity and the belief in her as well.
Oh, thank you. I love that. Whereas I would see that as Lisa's put the stepping stones there for her because Lisa was her very first client.
But also, yes, and obviously, Lisa, if you're listening, we love you. But also,
But I can see what you're saying now. Yeah.
as a mom, I think we either can block that or we put them forward. I do really, having worked with a lot of families, a lot
Yeah.
of the change that happens in a family, a lot of kids borrow our anxiety or they borrow our confidence.
Yeah.
And I think she's absolutely borrowed your confidence there without a doubt. So, there,
She
absolutely.
has completely like flourished over the last, 2 years. Like, as well as, well, to be fair, yeah, because it's not even like will manifest that she does. Like, her little claim to fame recently is that she's actually went to was it the A Arena? Or one of the arenas in Manchester and actually done the photography for Wheatus.
Wow.
And she'd done like Earlham Live last year, done all the photography for all the stars. And I was like, get me backstage, I'm your mother. So yeah, she is literally like her confidence has flourished through her photography absolutely massively. And I'm always there to support her as much as I possibly can. I've bought her cameras and all that sort of stuff, helped her to get started up and everything. And, she's my first child to go to university as well to do media studies and everything. She's just done absolutely incredible. So yeah, I probably love that. That's probably made me feel all like, oh,
Well, yeah, it was just something that I'd noticed and I thought it was really like important to bring. And I knew you'd shy away from the question. So what I would say to you is if Lisa, and she'd better be, if Lisa listens to this podcast, what would you say to them?
oh God. Well, I actually put a post on Facebook the other day about her, to be fair, about like just how amazing she is. So all I would say is like, thank you so much, Lisa, for being in my life, for being an awesome friend, for being an awesome coach, and also being an awesome teammate. What the work you do, it literally doesn't go unnoticed, and you don't get the recognition that you deserve for what you do. You are literally like a little, like an angel in disguise.
I love that. So thank you for today. And for everybody out there who's listening, if you've listened today and you might have found yourself thinking about your person, or maybe even realizing that you are that person for somebody
Mhm.
else, because that's the truth of it. It doesn't take perfection. It's not having all the answers. It just takes showing up, listening, holding space sometimes, and believing in somebody sometimes, like Sarah says, even before they believe in themselves. And that's what we do inside the Resilient Kid. Our coaches and franchisees are out there every single day working with kids and teens, helping them build confidence, understanding their emotions, and feel a little bit more control in this crazy world. So, being that one person who makes a difference. If it's something that you're thinking, like, I'd love to do that, or I want to be part of this, then we'd love to invite you to come along to Womanifest, where we're hosting the Teen Tent. Come and have a chat with our coaches. It's going to be a space. The whole event is a space full of connection, conversation, inspiration, and real impact. And it's a chance to see what this work looks like real close. And you get to meet the lovely Sarah and Lisa and Tracy as well. And it sometimes, changing life doesn't start with something big. Maybe it's just one moment, one conversation, one person, and that person could be you. Take care, everyone, and see you next time.